Hey, welcome in to the Fun Astrology Podcast. We are rolling right on into the weekend. Happy Solstice Day and happy Capricorn Day. Wow, we've got a busy one today. And by the way, happy birthday to Majana's son, Brock. Turns 17 today, and very proud of it. He slid into Sagittarius just before the sun moved into Capricorn. So let's talk about what all's going on today, because my goodness, we have a busy day. Really, the whole thing starts off with the moon void of course in Libra. Now, all these times that I'll give you are Eastern time zone U.S. times. So the moon goes void of course in Libra at 6:45 a.m. just for a little over an hour, and then it moves on into Scorpio. So as we're putting this sequence together, that's the first brick in the wall. And then the second big thing, of course, is the sun moving into Capricorn, 11:12 p.m. Eastern time. And then the December solstice, which is not when the sun moves into Capricorn. The December solstice is pegged as the time when the sun is directly overhead of the Tropic of Capricorn. So if you want to mark the solstice moment, try 11:20 p.m. Eastern Time. I've also seen it at 11:19. So light your candle at either 19 or 20. How precise do you want to be? Now, another little factoid about the solstice is that is when the Arctic polar axis is the farthest away from the sun, making the Antarctic polar axis the closest to the sun. Of course, it is the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, and below the equator, it is the longest day of the year. And I know you folks in Australia who have been burning up lately are going to be relishing some relief from the temperatures, but it won't happen for a while. So the peak of winter in the northern hemisphere and the peak of summer in the southern. So with the sun moving into Capricorn, we have all but one player in Capricorn now of who will be there when Saturn-Pluto happens on January 12th, and that's Mercury, and he's paddling as fast as he can. Mercury arrives in Capricorn on Saturday, December 28th. That's not before the solar eclipse on the 26th. And then this moon wobble culminates when the sun goes conjunct with the south node in Capricorn. That will be on the 27th. So there has been a lot going on. Let's talk about Capricorn for just a minute here. So, of course, the sign of the sea goat. You know, they say that Capricorns can climb any mountain and they can swim any ocean. And that's about true. Capricorns are uber determined to get the job done. Earth sign, along with, what are the other two? Taurus and Virgo, and ruled by Saturn. It is a cardinal quality sign. Those are all the beginnings season signs. So Capricorn, and then Aries, Cancer, and Libra. Those are the cardinals. And who is exalted in Capricorn? Any idea? Mars likes to hang out with its dour brother Saturn. And who is in fall or least happy to be in Capricorn? Already is there, Mr. Jupiter, the king of the gods. Now, my dad was a Capricorn. He was born December 30th. Majana is a Capricorn, birthday January 7th. And I got to tell you, one thing of studying these two personalities up close and personally is one thing that just stands out. They both were highly recognized in their areas of employment. My dad was a stockbroker for over 50 years, basically worked at the same company that kept getting acquired by bigger firms. And Majana, in her school years, most recently here in the Dallas Independent School District, was recognized as one of the most excellent teachers in the district, and in her school building, number one, numero uno, based on test scores. That's Capricorn. My dad at the brokerage office managed it for 25, 30 years of those 50. So very practical, very work-oriented. in that way, kind of a cousin to Virgo. Virgo also being so very determined to get the job done and get the job done right. I think the difference is the Capricorn will be there after the lights are turned out. The Virgo might have turned the lights out thinking everybody was gone. No, there was a Capricorn back in the corner, down the hall doing something else, and they walk back in and they say, wait a minute, we're not done here. Capricorns can have a sternness about them. I mean, you can't have Saturn as your ruling planet and not have a little furrow in your brow. Maybe a few extra life notches on your belt. Another Capricornian characteristic is a little bit of resistance to change. Funny, as I was preparing for this, I saw that, and Majana and I had that conversation just the other day. And she got it. She realized, okay, got in a world of technology and so many moving parts, things are more in flex these days, aren't they? Here's another one. What about Spock-esque emotions? You remember Mr. Spock from Star Trek? Of course you do. He was a Capricorn. I promise you. Vulcans have no emotions. Vulcans must come from black holes somewhere in the middle of the Tropic of Capricorn. No, I'm just being silly there. But the point is that when it's time to be stern, and, when it's time to not let the upper lip quiver, a Capricorn is really probably the best of all the zodiacal signs in doing that. And, a message to you Capricorns, it's okay to cry. And I know you do. It's just sometimes not that easy. What is one thing Capricorns can work on? Being less controlling. Now, my dad came in with that one mastered, I think, or somewhere along the way he learned it and learned it very well. He was really that model that I needed to see how to live life, because he was so opposite in so many directions, and really an avatar mentor of everything that the universe gave me, my dad, to show me how to live. A beautiful picture, and the Capricorn characteristics. So one of the things for you Cappies to remember is you can't just keep that tight grip on everything and everybody. You got to loosen that up a little bit for sure. All right, let's see. We always touch on relationships when we're talking about these signs. So what would get along well with a Capricorn? Well, the sextile signs are Pisces and Scorpio. And I will tell you that works quite well because Majana's a Capricorn and I'm a Scorpio. The trine signs are the other two earth signs, Taurus and Virgo. Now, when you get that much earth going, if you get a Capricorn and a Taurus or a Capricorn and a Virgo, the one thing they have to focus on is really gut laughter, because things can get a little serious there. Same with Scorpio, too. So that's one thing that Capricorn has to work on, is making sure to keep it light and keep it fun. And the signs that might not do so well in a relationship with a Capricorn, well, the squares. That would be Aries and Libra, and the opposition would be Cancer. There is so much going on right now that we could talk about this for a long, long time. Solstice. We didn't even get to talk about your solstice ceremony. Best done with candlelight. Just tell you that. Great way to bring in the solstice. Turn out all the lights, light candles, and just stay with that for the rest of the evening. That will create some magic in your environment. All right, have a great one. Happy solstice, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back again tomorrow on the Fun Astrology Podcast.